Hi there, it's Jen, and it is Friday, April 26th. I'm here live with you. If you're there, please let me know. If you're checking out the replay, let me know. And thank you so much for joining me today. So what I want to do is I want to start with, let's do it like this here. The card that I made the week before, which was this card. And what I do is I do a draw for it for anybody who has commented, liked, or shared. So this was a fun card using Hooray for Surprises. And let me just show you what happens when the person actually pulls. Here, let's switch to this view. When the person actually pulls that little tab off, then they get a fun little surprise in the inside. So anyone who has liked, comment, or shared is in the draw for this card. And I'm going to just share my screen with the draw on there. And again, thank you for liking, commenting, and sharing. Appreciate that very much. And let's see here. Here we go. So your name is automatically in there as long as you're Canadian and not a demonstrator. You can win. And that is Eileen. Eileen, congratulations. You fit that category. So Eileen, I will get this in the mail to you. Congratulations. Okay, let's pop back here. And hello to Nicole. How are you today, Nicole? Okay, so I'm going to pop right to this craft table and get started. I've got something brand new to show you today. So it is something that is going to be in this catalog, which is the next Stampin' Up! Annual catalog. So if you do not have this and you don't have a demonstrator, please let me know and I'm happy to give that to you. Well, I've got a couple papers here. I'll do this too, and then I'll show you the new stamp set. So the other thing with the new catalog is I'm doing a new in color club, and I'll put some details in this post, but it's also on my website, so check that out. It's a really great way to get all those yummy new colors, and also save 20%. I only offer this one time, and that's right at the beginning of May. It runs May, June, and July. The other thing you might want to do in regards to the new catalog is to join this annual catalog celebration. And there's the link. In fact, I think it's on the screen. Perfect. It is something that I'm going to be holding on May 10th in the Eastern time zone. And the rest of the time zones are all listed here. I do this with my 5 other crafting friends from around the world. And it's a free party that you can attend online. And it's all about the new catalog. So be sure not to miss that out. And the last thing I want to mention, of course, is the retiring list is out. And as of next Tuesday, that will be it for the retiring list. And of course, these colors, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, Orchid Oasis, Sweet Sorbet, and Party are all retiring and will be available after that. So, okay, that's all the announcements I have. Hello to Lorraine and Marg and Paulette. Okay, so the new stamp set that I'm going to work with today, which is coming up, going to be available next week on the online store to purchase. It's called Flowers of Beauty. And it's a brand new stamp set. It is a 2-step stamping set. That means that you use these 2 pieces to make one image, these 2 pieces, these 2 pieces, these 2 pieces, and these 2 pieces, and so on. So you stamp an outline with a dark color and then a lighter color for the inside. There is a bundle available, and the dies here are really awesome. I'm going to actually close this up so you can see. What I've done here is I've got 2 pages of dies. And so the first set cuts out things here. So it'll cut out this and this and this and this and this. Pretty much everything in here can be cut out. But then there's these additional dies that come in a set too. So there's these borders, like they're like borders. They're flowers, basically, lots of flowers, a big one and a little one, some more greenery and some more greenery. So really great stamp set with lots of ideas in it. So I am going to make a card here with you. So I'm going to start. Let me get rid of some of these other papers here. Hello, June. How are you? Okay, so I've got all my stamps out here. I'm going to take one piece of this basic white. This is cut. Actually, it doesn't really matter because it's a scrap. So I'm going to take the 2 pieces here. My 2 colors I'm going to use for the greenery, for the 2-step stamping, are Granny Apple Green and Soft Seafoam. So I'm going to take the one that's got more of an outline image on it. I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green. I've cut my finger on my lovely paper snips. So I'm a little awkward today. Okay, so I've got here we go, the Granny Apple Green. I'm going to just dance it across the ink pad just because it's longer. And I'm going to stamp it here. It doesn't really matter where I stamp it because I'm going to be die cutting that out, which I'll show you live. So you can see here, that's just the outline. It doesn't look finished. It looks like there's something missing. That's because we're going to fill in with this piece. And what I love about two-step stamping is it's an easy way to color without actually having to color. It's very fast. So again, dancing that other piece across there. Because it's photopolymer, I can see to line it up. So I'm just going to line up a couple. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It'll give you the impression of what it's supposed to be. So there we go. How pretty is that? All beautiful. Okay, so then I'm also going to stamp. And I was a little off here, but I actually kind of like it. I'm going to stamp this piece here with boho blue. So I'll open up the boho blue. And I'm going to start with the bigger one here. Now it needs to be stamped off. Let me just stamp it on the back of this one. Stamp it off first here. And then I'm going to stamp it here. So it's a lighter generation of the color. It's a way to give yourself sort of two colors with one so you can see the difference. And then I'm going to stamp the smaller stamp over top of it with straight boho blue. Hopefully I'm not down too far that you guys can't see this. Like so. Okay, so you can see that pretty design there. And then I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm going to take my Stampin' Write marker. Now these are newer markers. The new design came out last year. And it's got a bullet tip that's really truly a bullet tip. And I'm going to use that to just make a mark in each of the centers of these flowers. I'll explain why later, why I'm adding one more color here. But I just wanted to bring through that misty moonlight. Okay. All right, then on another piece, which will be this one now, I'm going to ink up the greeting. Now, sadly, I need a sympathy card, so this will be a sympathy card, but I think it could be lots of things. I think you could put lots of different greetings on there. I'm going to take the brush tip of this marker. So this is the classic Write markers, and I am going to look at your questions in a second. And I'm just coloring the word sympathy with the edge of the marker so I don't wreck the tip, and the misty moonlight, so it's a darker color. Okay, and then I just do a little breathe on it, like so, and stamp it down. Okay, and I'm going to leave that set for a second before I do anything with it. So you can see just the sympathy part is a little bit darker. So let's get some of these inks and things out of the way so that we can bring in the machine. So a little slide to close, a little push, and a little slide to close. I'll push and slide. Of course, I'd want to clean all these stamps, but I'm not going to waste your time doing that. Actually, we'll fold the card base in half. We can do that. I'm giving everything a second to dry, like so. And I'm going to put, whoops, loud. I'm loud. I'm going to put the boho blue. So this is 5 1/4. Now I better look at it and make sure. Yeah, 5 1/4 by 4 inches. And I'm going to put a little bit of tape. This is our Stampin' Seal double-sided tape on each corner, maybe a little bit in the middle. So you have a little ink mark right on the side there, but it's going to get covered up nicely by the cardstock. Okay, so that's going to be our base. So I'm just going to move that aside, and we're going to do some things to these. So I've got here an embossing folder. It's called the Exposed Brick 3D embossing folder. So it actually looks like a brick wall, but kind of a rough brick wall. And so what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to open it. And the side that has the Stampin' Up side on it is going to be the side that I want. So I'm going to take that and put it in my folder. Now, because it kind of has a lines on it that will look crooked if we don't have it right, I'm going to use that line on the bottom of that folder to line up the bottom of my paper so that it will be straight. And then that's going to go through the machine. There's actually a special plate that comes with the machine that allows you to put that in there. So I actually did that part already. So this is what it looks like when it's all done. So you have to stamp it first because it would be impossible to stamp over that after. But it's really cool looking. Okay, so let me do that. have that there. And then we're going to bring in the machine for the die cutting. Hello to Cheryl and Marg. Marg says she loves these colors. Yeah, I'm into the blues because I did blue last week too. Okay, so I've got my stamped images here, and I'm going to grab my stamp set with the matching dies. So we've got this one, and we've got this one. So I'm not going to take anything to chance here. I'm going to use my removable tape to tape these down. Now that is on my website. It's not a Stampin' Up product. It's under products and Jen recommends. It is a great tape because it doesn't rip your paper. And I'll put a link to it here after too. So I'm just going to tape that in place so it doesn't move on me. And same with this one. Those little wee flowers. So hopefully I can cut these all out at the same time. Let's see here. Ta-da. Okay, here we go. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. So that's the base, the extra little plate, plate 3, and another plate 3 on top. That's a standard sandwich for cutting dies. And I will roll back and watch your comments there in a second. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Sorry, I just had to grab a sip of water. So that was plate 1 and 2 and 3. Move this out of the way. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So you can see it doesn't rip the paper at all. It's nice. So this actually cuts all into individual little things. That's fine. We can do what we want with them then. Okay, so let's put this card together. I'm going to put the 2 dies away right away because I've learned from experience that they can go missing. Okay, so I'm going to put it on that page and that page. I could even leave the tape on there. We'll use them another time. Okay, so let's bring back in this other stuff. So this is actually going to go right on here. So this was 5 by 3 3/4. So I'm going to add that on there. Like so. Like I said, this is a sympathy card, but it could probably be anything. I just love the texture on there. Very pretty. Hoping the light shows it. Okay, so then I'm going to add this green stem on here. Just needs to poke out that little bit there. And I promise I will rewind in a second and get your comments. Okay, on here. Very pretty. Okay, and then I can put these little guys wherever I want. So I'm going to just start laying them on here. So there are some that are bigger, so I feel like those should go toward the bottom. And there's one here that's quite tiny. So we'll do that towards the top. So really they can go kind of wherever. So I'm going to take, let's see here. I think I'm going to use a glue dot just because it's easy on tiny things. And I'm going to use my take a pick tool and I'll start with this little wee tiny one here and grab a glue dot. It's just the perfect size. Look at that. And I think I want dimensionals for the bottom ones. So let's get my little dimensionals. Okay. And this is the biggest one. So we'll put that. Whoops. Did I just drop it on the floor? I did. I told you my fingers are awkward with this Band-Aid on. Have you ever cut yourself with the paper snip scissors? I did a really great job. And I need to get my nails done tomorrow, so it's going to hurt. What we do, eh? Okay, so a couple dimensionals. So everybody tell me, do you have your catalogs yet? Have they been arriving? I've heard from a bunch of you. So again, this can go any which way I like. Put that like that. Let's do dimensionals on this one too. And do you have a favorite set already in the catalog if you've been able to look at it? And if you haven't, just let me know and I can get you one. if you don't have a demonstrator, and if you do, hopefully you've got one already. I think maybe I'll do those 2 flat. And then, of course, it'll be online. I'll have it on my website on May 1st. Now, I'm actually going away starting on Sunday with Stampin' Up for their incentive trip. There, we'll stab it that way. So I'm going to be away. However, I will be checking in on some emails and stuff. So be sure to watch my newsletter because I've got a little something for you while I'm away. Okay, so how pretty is that? Okay, and like I said, I'm going to look at your comments there, and I'll hold this up. Oh, I'm not done. Got to add the bling, but how pretty is that? Again, it could be beautiful for birthday, whatever, but we want to add a little bit of bling to it. So I didn't want anything too, because I'm doing a sympathy card, too, you know, flashy or anything like that. So I'm going to stick with these, which are iridescent pearls. So it's basically just pearls, but there's a little bit of shimmer to them, not too much. And I'm going to stick with the little ones just so it's not so big and garish. And I'm just going to put a couple of those little ones there. And there we go. There is my finished card. And I'll show you my original one, which I think this time they're pretty identical. Sometimes they make little differences. Oh, I see the flowers are just a little bit different. But so there's the other one. So you can see just the way I've laid the flowers a little bit different. It doesn't really matter however they come out. Just a little bit different in both. So let me just have a look here. Cheryl says, I hope you have a lovely trip. Thank you so much, Cheryl. Marilyn says she loves it. Nicole's also wishing me good trip wishes. I like where this is going, Marilyn says. Oh, good. And gorgeous nails, Cheryl says. Well, that's very sweet of you, Cheryl. They're actually totally growing out. If you look really closely, they're not great. But I'm going to try and do something fun for the next one. Marg says she loves the colors. Yeah, so that was boho blue. Oh, yes, and I mentioned why I wanted to put the dot in here. Because I did this in the Misty Moonlight, and that in the boho blue, I wanted to add Misty Moonlight in, but just very subtly. So that's why I added just a little dot in there. So it's just very subtle. It's mostly boho blue, but with a little bit of Misty Moonlight in there. Nicole also likes those 2 colors. Hello to Joan and hi to Paulette and Lorraine. I think I got everybody. So yeah, let me know if you've got your catalog and what you think, and if you have a favorite. This, I think, is going to be one of my go-tos, Flowers of Beauty, for some really elegant and pretty cards, and ones that really don't take that long to do, right? Okay, so I think I've got everything. And Marg is also saying, have a great trip. Thank you, appreciate that. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a rough month or so, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I will not be here next week, but I actually have a video that I'm going to post for you at the same time, so you'll still get a video from me. So be sure and check that out, okay? Thanks so much, guys, and have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye now. Thanks for joining me. Bye.